Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Kal Halal Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles, the bishops, the elders, the great millstone. Shalom, mercy, and safety to all of the Akim on the highways and byways, preaching the word in sincerity and in truth, and a healthy shalom to the elect. My name is Rawai, and I'm back with another lesson through the Spirit. Lord willing, it is edifying. All right. Title of this lesson will be something to the effect of the end is near. The end is near, the end is here. All right. The end is near, the end is here. Now, I most certainly did a lesson or two or three with a similar title. Okay, but Spirit had it to where we gotta we gotta blow the trumpet. We gotta give the warning from Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah, like the scriptures say. All right, the end is here, man. The end is near. The end is here. All right. I'm gonna play this quick video. I don't know what's going on with well, I do know what's going on. You know, Sleazy E's monitoring particular things on the net. He's hurt. You know, we bringing it out. You know, casting him down through the Spirit, calling him out, exposing him. So you know, he's hurt. So a lot of not a lot, but different videos and stuff you can't play. They just blocked my last video, and all I did was play a video from IG, which I'm gonna do again and see if they allow it to play. But ultimately, we're gonna bring it out. They can't stop it. You know, let me play this video real quick. It's a quick video, but a lot was said in 30 seconds, right? A lot was said. Everybody knows this guy Andrew Tate. You know him and his brother. Very popular guys on the internet. Got a lot of money. Not sure too much about, you know, what they, how they make their money, but I know they're on social media now doing particular things, but whatever. Let me play this real quick and bring out these precepts. Improve. As we continue to prophesy, we continue to prove the end is near. All right. Nope, that ain't it, but that's the Spirit. That's the Spirit. That's another link that I put in the chat. I mean, that I sent to myself to possibly do a lesson on. But hey, let's bring it out now, okay? The US dollar has dropped nearly 10% in value this year. Okay? The end is near, the end is here. Okay? The US dollar has dropped nearly 10% in value this year. That's crazy. Now, let me break that down in layman's terms if I could. All right. The value of the dollar dropping, what that means to those of us who spend money and we go shopping, we buy stuff. Your dollar, and we've seen this for the past few years, this thing dropping. Your dollar is not as valuable anymore, meaning your dollar used to go buy a bunch of stuff. Your money, your dollar, $5, $10, $15, $20, $100 bill, you would be able to purchase more things, okay, with your money. But the value has dropped. And there's larger meanings as well, but I'm breaking it down to what it means to the everyday consumer, to the people who just live their lives buying food, clothing, and shelter. That's us. That's all we fucking do. All right. Let's read it. The value of the US dollar has been falling this year. It started off strong, but as traders expected rate cuts and the economy cooled, the US dollar index slipped 9.5% in 2025. Okay, marking its sharpest first half decline since 1973. Okay. We are in the last days of this world of Esau's rulership and Esau's kingdom. Okay? We're in the last days. This is another sign. Okay? The dollar dropping. Now I'm gonna get back to what I had lined up, but this is beautiful that the Spirit had this come out, because I didn't mean to click on this. But hey, it is what it is. Salakia, let me find it. Let me find it. Okay, so should be right here.
I don't know how else to say this to you people at home. These are the last years of freedom. Our children are never going to experience what we experienced. We're going to have electric cars, which will be zone controlled, which will turn off if you go into the wrong zone, or turn off on certain days of the week. We're going to have money, which they control completely and absolutely, CBDCs, which they can freeze any moment, or only allow you to spend it on certain things, or only allow you to spend it in certain areas. This is the beginning of the absolute end. We're entering complete tyranny and slavery. Nobody seems to give a shit. I don't know how else to say this to you people at home. These are the last years of freedom. Our children are never going to experience what we experienced. We're going to have electric cars, which will be zone controlled, which will turn off if you go into the wrong zone, or turn off on certain days of the week. We're going to have money, which they control completely and absolutely, CBDCs, which they can freeze any moment, or only allow you to spend it on certain things, or only allow you to spend it in certain areas. This is the beginning of the absolute end. We're entering complete tyranny and slavery. Nobody seems to give a shit. I don't know how.
All right, he said a mouthful. Andrew Tate said a mouthful, but he's 95% right with everything he said. Okay? He mentioned electric cars. We got electric cars, right? He mentioned basically a control over spending. All right? The government getting ready to tell us what you can buy, what you can't buy, how much you can buy of something. That's about to happen. We're about to see that. All right. He mentioned about you're not going to be able to go into a particular place. Your car shut down. They'll turn the car off. Right. He went in. All right. He mentioned CBDCs. Okay. I got precepts for everything he said. All right. Pretty much. Right, and that's why I want to do this lesson, okay? Because we're at the end. All right, he's calling it out now. He doesn't have the truth. All right, but the Lord will still put the Spirit on particular people to say particular things, okay, for edification's sake. All right, and this guy is one of them. Okay, this guy is one of them. All right, give me a second. As you know, when you try to do a lesson, you know, you're gonna get calls and shit. So yeah, man. Let me go to the first precept real quick. All right, cause we're at the end, man. Okay. Let's go here. Yeah, let's go here. Let's go to book of 1 Peter 4:7. It says, "But the end of all things is at hand. Be ye therefore sober and watch unto prayer." Okay? But the end of all things is at hand. Be ye therefore sober and watch unto prayer. Okay? 1 Peter 4:7 is telling us the end of all things is at hand. Stay on point in the Spirit. Okay? Watch. Pray. All right? And be mindful of the things that are happening, man. All right? Because Edom, the so-called white man, wants total control over the planet Earth. Okay? He wants total control, and he's going to do whatever he can to try to obtain it. Now, we know it's an exercise in futility. He's not going to succeed, but it's still what he's trying to do. Okay? Bottom line. All right. This is Esau Edom. Control over spending. Control where you go. Control what you can't do. Control this. Control that. And ultimately put a chip in you. Okay. Put the micro C-hip in you. All right. He wants total control over everything. Okay. Everything. He wants everything and everybody to be living on a grid. Okay. Where he can control everything, see everything, watch everything. All right. 2 Thessalonians 2:4. It says, who opposeth and exalt himself above all that is called God or that is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. Okay? That's Esau Edom. Okay? That's what he's trying to do. He wants total control over everything moving and shaking on the planet Earth. Okay? Who does this remind you of? 2 Thessalonians 2:4 again. It says, who opposeth and exalt himself above all that is called the Most High or that is worshipped. Who does it? That's Esau Edom. Okay? He opposes, okay, the Most High. He opposes Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Okay? And he's trying to exalt himself above Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Okay? It says, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called the Most High or that is worshipped. Okay? So that he as Salakia, so that he as the Most High sitteth in a temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is the Most High. That's Esau Edom. This type of control that he is trying to pretty much take over everything on the planet Earth, okay, would be him showing himself, look, no, I'm God. I run everything. I run this shit. I got control over the planet Earth. Everybody's on the grid. Everybody is piping to this tune of wickedness, of control under me. And that's Esau Edom. Okay? That's what he's trying to do. He also brought out in this video, being able to control spending. Okay, control where you go, control where you can't, where you can go, where you can't go. All right, that's what he's trying to do. All right, and he's gonna make some. He's gonna succeed a bit. Okay, he's gonna succeed a little bit with this plan, but Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is gonna shut this goddamn devil down. Okay. This is 2 Ezra 15:17. It says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Okay? So he mentioned electric cars. He mentioned controlling over, turning off the cars, turning off your credit card or your debit card or your CBDC, them having that control. Okay? Ultimately, we know he is going to mandate the RFID micro C-hip. Okay, we know that for sure. Okay, we do know just last week, some top guy from the UK mentioned the digital IDs, which is another step closer. Okay, to the mass implementation of the mark prophesied in Revelation 13. All right. 2 Ezra 15:17 again, it says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Right, because your ass is going to be on a grid in these 15-minute cities. He's going to have everything set up to where you can't go in or come out without his approval. Okay? Without him sanctioning your ass going in and coming out. All right? Andrew Tate mentioned that in this video. Okay, you're not going to be able to do particular things. Okay, you're not going to come and go as you please. All right. He mentions zone control. Let's read it again. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Sounds like zone control. You can't come in, you can't come out. All right. That's what this devil is trying to do. Okay. All right, let's see. Oh, I didn't read this. Let me read this real quick. Because we were given a job to warn the people. Okay? And let the people know what's to come, what's coming down the pipe. All right? It says, Joel 2:1. Blow ye the trumpet in Zion and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua cometh, for it is nigh at hand. Okay, so it is on us, the job of the prophets, the teachers, okay, to warn the Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua's chosen people. Okay? And ultimately, the rest of the world, they get that memo too. Right? But this is specifically saying, blow the trumpet in Zion. Okay? The nation of Israel. Okay? And my holy mountain. Let all of the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand. Okay? And everything that we're seeing, that we're hearing, that we're watching take place, okay, we are warning the people about. We are giving the people the understanding. We're blowing the trumpet, okay, about going into a little deeper, uncovering what's really happening, okay, and how prophecy is coming to pass, and how you better get your shit together, okay, because you will be out here with no covering. And with all this hell that's about to come down on the planet Earth, with all the hell that we're seeing, this thing is starting to take form. This thing is starting to take shape. All right? Without covering, you're going to be assed out here. I'll read verse 2. A day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness. As the morning spread upon the mountains, a great people and a strong, there have not been ever like the like, neither shall there be any more after it, even to the years of many generations. Okay, so we're at the end. A time of great darkness and gloominess is coming. Okay, that's bad times. All right, bad times are coming, man. Okay.
You see this everywhere.
I don't know how else to say this to you people at home. These are the last years of freedom. Our children are never going to experience what we experienced. We're going to have electric cars, which will be zone controlled, which will turn off if you go into the wrong zone, or turn off on certain days of the week. We're going to have money, which they control completely and absolutely, CBDCs, which they can freeze any moment, or only allow you to spend it on certain things, or only allow you to spend it in certain areas. This is the beginning of the absolute end. We're entering complete tyranny and slavery. Nobody seems to give a shit. I don't know.
And that control that he's speaking about, he's right. Okay? Complete tyranny and control. These devils are evil, man. All right, they're gonna kill a lot of people. Okay, to get people out the way. Whoever don't bow down to this system, people are gonna rebel and they're gonna die out here. All right. He said, we're going into slavery. Yeah, that's just basically total control. They're not gonna put no chains on your no yokes of iron on your neck, right? But they will throw your ass in prison. Okay. All right. Yeah, man. Andrew Tate, he was talking that talk, and he's right. And he said people ain't paying no attention. All right. People are too overly consumed, and that's what the world does. The world, this world that we live in, it has been created for you to you can't even pay too much attention to other shit because of the hustle and bustle, the family, the work, the way you got to grind and work and pay bills and all of that shit. You tired. Motherfuckers ain't paying attention to nothing. All right. This is a Edomite ran world where everything is out of order. Everything is out of whack. All right. And that's how he set it up to be. All right. I'll close out here. All right. The end times are here. Okay. The end times are near. The end times are here. All right. This is Isaiah 46:10. And it reads, declaring the end from the beginning and from ancient times, the things that are not yet done. Okay. So we are declaring the end from the beginning. Okay. Right? It says, let me go up a little bit. Isaiah 46:9. Remember the former things of old, for I am the Most High, and there is none else. I am the Most High, and there is none like me. Okay, declaring the end from the beginning. Okay, and from ancient times, the things that are not yet done. All right, so that's what we're doing now. Okay, we're declaring the things from the ancient times. Okay, we're declaring the things that are not yet done. Okay. They didn't, Jacob's trouble, we're in it, but it hasn't reached its height yet. Okay? The mass implementation of the mark. We see it, but it hasn't been made mandatory yet. Okay? So Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai declared the beginning, the end from the beginning. This thing was written to happen. Okay? It says, and the things that are not yet done. All right? Some of the things I just mentioned, but we are seeing these things take shape, man. Okay, saying my counsel shall stand and I will do all my pleasure. So everything Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai said, it will stand, okay? And it will happen and we will see it. Okay, there's no getting around it. All right, the end is near, the end is here.
Our children are never going to experience what we experienced.
He said,
we're going to have electric cars.
He said it's the last years of freedom. He just means total control is about to be taken.
And absolutely CBDCs, which they can freeze. I don't know how else to say this to you people at home. These are the last years of freedom. Our children are never going to experience what we experienced. We're going to have electric cars, which will be zone controlled, which will turn off if you go into the wrong zone, or turn off on certain days of the week. We're going to have money, which they control completely and absolutely, CBDCs, which they can freeze any moment, or only allow you to spend it on certain things, or only allow you to spend it in certain areas. This is the beginning of the absolute end. We're entering complete tyranny and slavery. Nobody seems to give a shit.
All right. And look at what the caption says. It says, somebody, whoever this is on X.com, it says, I don't even like this nigga Andrew Tate, but he's got a point. It's hard to tell niggas in the hood what's happening. It just goes in one way, it just goes in one ear and out the other, bro. Right? And that's true. He's telling the truth. All right? But at the end of the day, this ain't about niggas in the hood. Right? This is only about the elect. All right? Niggas in the hood ain't going to get it. They're going to take the chip. They're going to bend the knee. And a lot of them are going to die even before that. All right? Only the elect is going to be raised up out of it. And if you got some niggas in the hood now that's up the elect, they're going to come up out of that. All right? So that's it, man. That's all I got. The end is near. The end is here. All right, the Jacob's trouble, we're here. We're watching it unfold. It is going to it is going to reach a climax. Okay, they're going to mass implement that mark that's prophesied in Revelation 13. We at the end, baby, because we know we're excited about it. We know it ain't gonna be easy to get through, but we're excited about it because we know what's on the other side of that door. All right. That's the kingdom of heaven. That's everything that we dreamed of, everything that we imagine, everything that we want, everything that our spirits cry out for day in and day out. All right? Call hello Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem Rakakwadash. If you get anything from this lesson, please know and understand the name of the Heavenly Father is Yahweh. The name of His only begotten Son is Yahweh Shai. Shalom to the next one.